You know, augers come in all types of sizes and stuff, and the big question anglers always ask is the diameter of the hole that you're cutting and why to get which size. You know, a lot of augers usually 6-inch, 8-inch, that seems to be the norm. I'm gonna break that down real quick. For starters, you gotta ask yourself questions like, what are you fishing for? Are you targeting panfish? Are you targeting big game fish? Are you using a tip up? Those things will help dictate the size of the hole. For example, if I'm using a big tip up, I'm probably chasing pike, I'm chasing larger game fish. I'm probably gonna want a 7.5-inch bit, an 8.5-inch bit, an 8-inch bit, a 10-inch bit, that realm, so I can get a larger fish, handle it, get its head up the hole, that sort of stuff. Now, if I'm just running and gunning for panfish, bluegills, crappies, perch, the 6-inch bit is just fine. It cuts a quicker hole, it's lighter weight, you're dealing with usually smaller fish now. You'll be surprised on what fits through a 6-inch hole, so don't be too discouraged if you happen to hook into a bass or a pike or a walleye in a 6-inch hole. It has to be a pretty large fish to not fit through there. So the size of the fish is really important. The next thing is you start thinking about how are you fishing. Are you just running and gunning with a Vexilar with the transducer? Because that'll fit down any size hole. But if you're using a forward-facing sonar unit, you want to look at the transducer of that forward-facing sonar, because some of the models and brands will not fit through a 6-inch hole. That's where you have to go to the 7.5-inch K drill, maybe an 8-inch model of some type, a larger diameter. Then you ask yourself, where are you fishing? Are you fishing in a flip over shack? Are you in a hard shack? Because if you're in a hard shack, you generally want an 8-inch hole so that it doesn't freeze up as much. You're going to be sitting there for long periods of time. It's a lot easier, a lot more productive in that regard. Now, if you're just in a flip over, a run and gun fish trap, sky's the limit. You can do the 6, the 7.5, the 8.5, you name it. So before you think about which auger to get, really think about how you're going to fish and what you're going to do. Myself, I like to run 2 augers. It helps me kill 2 birds. And I'm running a 7.5-inch K drill. I'm running a 6-inch K drill because that gives me the opportunity to run and gun for panfish. It also gives me the opportunity to use my transducer for forward-facing sonar, tip-up fishing, big channel cats, whatever it might be. So a lot of reasons to fish with a different diameter hole. Those are just some of them. Get out there, have some fun, catch some more fish, and hopefully you pick the right auger for your next ice fishing adventure.